Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, Darth Devious, bringing you another video review, this time from Transformers Thrilling 30. It's the little new Legends class, Megatron and Chopshop. And you can see a nice picture of Megatron up here. It's reversed from how the toy is, because the gun's actually on the right arm, not the left. But, you know, it evokes his look as his original worker form in the mines in the Megatron Origins storyline, which I highly recommend reading. That was a very good, you know, origin story for Megatron. Highly recommend it. You see on the side here it says Series 2004, and on the back, tank mode, Chopshop's robot mode, blah 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 blah. There's a bio there if you want to read it on your own time. Tech specs for both of them. And on the bottom, Starscream and Waspinator, which I've already reviewed. Alrighty, so that's that. Get that out of here. We don't want you anymore, box. And we'll come down, and here's Megatron in his tank mode with Chopshop on the front in his cow catcher minesweeper mode or something. And this is a pretty cool tank. I mean, yeah, there are his hands, but for a Legends class, I can forgive it. There's some decent paint on here. There's paint on the forearms, though this grayish pink plastic's a little distracting. I am going to go back and repaint a lot of stuff on here. There's details that need to be picked out for robot mode. Things like that. This gun, I don't transform his gun in the way that it says on the instructions. I like it to look more, I don't know, a little bit more menacing the way I do it. But you'll see that. Alright, we'll get Chopshop out of here, and, you know, and we'll take a look at him. Now, he's a little beetle of some form. And he's pretty cool. It's just there, I guess. Now, Megatron's got a simple transformation, so him I'm just going to transform on screen. But I really have to montage Chopshop. He's got one of the hardest transformations I've ever seen. It's unique. It's involved. So give me a minute, and I'm going to put him into robot mode. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and here's Chopshop in his robot mode. And I told you, that was just a long montage. It took forever to transform this guy. Really, it's... Okay. Enough of that silliness. They tried. They really did. He looks cool. I'll give him that. But, you know. And his weapon mode is pretty much... You know, here he is. He's a weapon. He's a giant scissor thing of death. He probably is one of the weakest of the little figures that come with the Legends class. But, you know, at least they gave Megatron somebody. Alright, we'll get him out of here because he's just, you know, go scurry off somewhere. Let's look at Megatron here. Now, Megatron's transformation, as I said, is fairly simple. We're just going to take his arms, open them up. His legs are kind of interesting because all this is his legs. The whole side of the tank. And here's his feet. And you flip the other side of the tank over, and it pegs in and forms his entire leg. So you end up with an almost solid leg for him, which is unique pretty much for some of these guys. A lot of them have hollow legs and hollow bits because of how small they are, whereas he gets bulky legs that, though that one doesn't peg in very well. But there you go. And then you just pretty much, you're going to lock the arms back, which locks the chest, because I didn't show you in tank mode, he can swivel back and forth, the turret. Yeah, you've seen that. And that's how it does it. And to keep it from swiveling in robot mode, you just lock the arms in place. Well, I'm going to zoom in a second. Now this is how they want you to have his arm cannon in this mode. I don't like it that way. I think it looks better when you do it like this, because it gives it more of that G1 look on the side there. Which when I paint it, it'll pick a lot of that stuff out. So that'll take care of that. And also on the sides of his arms, he has, I can zoom in on that. He has more striping. See how he's got this caution striping on there and on top of his head? Which, that's a very nice little Megatron head sculpt, if you think about it. If you read the Megatron Origins comic, you know that's how he looked. But anyway, that caution striping on there, it's actually molded in here on sides of his arms. So I'm going to have to go back with some black and yellow and pick that out. And he's got a nice Decepticon symbol in this mode. He's pretty cool. Out of the small little Legends class figures that I've got, I think him and Starscream are pretty cool. Optimus is good. I don't like the thing with Optimus's chest. I still think Starscream, out of all four of them, Starscream's the best. He's pretty cool. He's a lot better than Bumblebee. And he's got ball joints at his shoulders, ball joints at his elbows, the gun's on a ball joint, hips are ball joints, knees just bend, but they bend pretty decently. And he's got a tiny bit of pivot in his foot, but nothing really that you're gonna get. His head does move. It's very stiff. Very stiff. But it does move, and that's one thing he shares with Optimus. Him and Optimus are the only ones whose head moves. So, there you go. And you can take Chopshop if you want, and plug him into his other arm, because there is a port there. And now he's got a red beetle hanging off his arm. So, yeah. Let's back out here for a sec, and I'm going to bring in Starscream. We'll compare him to Starscream. And as you can see, Starscream's actually bigger than Megatron. Not by much, but just enough. He's slightly taller, not counting the wings, but he is slightly taller at the head, and I just think he looks better. But then again, I'm a Starscream fan, so of course I think he looks better. And here's Waspinator. Waspinator don't like Megatron. So, Waspinator doesn't like anybody. So there you go. And if you want, you can bring in Optimus Prime. And you can see he's even bigger than Megatron. He's just... It's kind of weird that Megatron's small. But what can you do? He's still cool. He's still a cool design. It's nice to see a Megatron Origins version of Megatron. Or at least their take on it. So there you go. I'd bring in, well, yeah, we'll bring in Bumblebee. Here's Bumblebee. And he is smaller than Megatron. But his head's bigger. So, there you go. Let's get him out of here. But I'm Bumblebee. I don't care. So, there you go. So, I recommend these Legends figures. They're really nice, small versions. Even though they're more Commander-sized, they're nice versions of these characters. I'm not sure if we're getting anybody else in this line, but I'm sure they'll give us somebody or repaints or something. It'd be nice to see, you know, Thundercracker and Skywarp, as I whack the camera. It'd be nice to see Thundercracker and Skywarp. It really would, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I could probably get a Thundercracker and Skywarp out of this mold if I repainted it. But, you know, we'll see what happens. See what happens. Alright, everyone. You guys all be good.